Hi, Lights Camera Jackson here, and welcome to LCJ Live. Happy Sunday. Hope you had a great Christmas. Hope you're doing well. Guess what? Spider-Man crossed $1 billion. That's right, $1 billion worldwide for Spider-Man No Way Home. Congratulations to Sony. Congratulations to Marvel. And Disney's involved in that a little bit on the $1 billion mark. For the 5 days for the holiday, 138.6 million here in North America. It is up to 467.3 in North America after about 10 days. That is huge. That is humongous. That's old-timey numbers. I mean, I was talking with the GM of a theater the other day when I went to see The Matrix, and I said, how was the Spider-Man opening weekend last weekend? And she said to me, it was like 2019. It was amazing. It was an amazing feeling that people still want to go to the movies, which is great, and they are definitely going to Spider-Man. Easily your number one movie in America for the 3-day holiday weekend with $81.5 million. Coming in second place, featuring Gunther, right here, Sing 2, $23.8 million for the 3-day. Its 5-day plus Fandango previews from last month's total is $41.1 million. That's not bad. All things considered, that is not bad at all. That's basically like what Encanto did over Thanksgiving for the long stretch for Disney. But for Universal and Illumination to try to make Sing 2 the first animated movie in this pandemic period to cross 100 million, which I think it can, it's going to have a big week this week with kids out of school for the holiday week, going to Sing 2. Let's see if it can do some $7, $8, $9, $10 million days. That will help it for sure try to get to that $100 million mark, which I think it can. Now, Encanto, which opened to that 40 million 5-day, it's not going to get to that $100 million mark. Encanto only added $2 million this weekend for a total of $88.2 million, and it's already on Disney+. So Encanto will not be the first animated movie. I'm sure Disney's a little disappointed about that, but Sing 2 really has that chance to do that, and I hope it does. I really do. Did you go see The Matrix? I did. I saw it on Wednesday on opening day, which was its best day at the box office with $6.4 million. It's also on HBO Max. I like The Matrix Resurrections very much. Its 5-day total of $21.8 million. It's a little lower than people were expecting. I think some of the expectations were a little high, but I thought it would do a little better, but it did okay. $11.3 million in that 3-day, but again, that opening day was the biggest day. Obviously, it's not going to get to the even $139 million that the third Matrix movie made back in 2003. These are different times, and a lot of people probably watch this at home on HBO Max. Some people go to the theaters. Some people who saw the Matrix movies 17 years ago are no longer with us or don't have an interest in seeing this new one. I hope you do give it a chance, especially if you have seen the first 3 Matrix movies. So it did all right for The Matrix. The Kingsman. Now that's a bomb. $6.4 million in the 3-day, just $10 million in the 5-day start for Disney in 20th century. Significantly lower than what the first 2 Kingsman movies made back in 2015 and 2017. But it's because this film, first of all, is not very good. I don't know if you've seen The Kingsman. I did a couple weeks ago. It's completely forgettable. It does not work. It has this arrogant attitude to it, which the other Kingsman movies did. But, just doesn't work. And clearly, if you're an action movie fan, you went to see The Matrix over The Kingsman 2-1 per se. It was just a case of Disney saying, we gotta finally get this out there. And they're doing that a little bit. The trailer seemed awful, says Skelly Ethan. There you go, and the marketing hasn't been great. It may be a similar strategy to what Disney's thinking for Death on the Nile, which comes out in February. Murder on the Orient Express made a little bit over $100 million for Fox back in 2017. I'm sure Disney wants as much of that as possible, but they also just want to get it out of their system. Disney is also facing some box office woes with West Side Story through their 20th Century division, which is only up to $24 million, even though it's a Best Picture frontrunner for this award season. As I've talked about here on LCJ Live, again, I think it will be a longer play. See this in the coming weeks and months into the rest of the award season. The Oscars, not for 3 months. 3 months from tomorrow, March 27th. So we have a long way to go for West Side Story's impact, but it won't quite be on the big screen. Congratulations to American Underdog, which technically opened Friday afternoon for a little bit before theaters closed early on Christmas Eve, but in just 2 days, basically Saturday, Sunday, $6.2 million. It made in 2 days what Kingsman made in 3. So shout out to Lionsgate and American Underdog. That's a very good start for that film that could do very well over the next couple of weeks as football is still on the minds of many. West Side Story's 3-day was 2.8 this weekend. Licorice Pizza, finally, with the nationwide expansion of $2.3 million, basically on Saturday and Sunday alone. Not bad. I hope the film continues to make more money over the next several weeks, again, into the awards season. $2 million, as I mentioned, for Encanto. A film called 83 made $1.7 million. A Journal for Jordan had previews a couple of times over the last few weeks. And the Saturday-Sunday total of about $2.2 million. Not significant, but it's a film, even with Michael B. Jordan, even with Denzel directing, that I didn't think was going to make a whole lot of money. So $2.2 million for Journal for Jordan. Ghostbusters added 1.2. It's at 120.5. It will not get to the 128 that the 2016 Ghostbusters made. I said that last time. I'm saying it again. Nightmare Alley added just 1.3 million. It's at 5. Nobody's going to that. Nobody is. And it's not a very good film. Oh, it's up for the Best Picture Critics' Choice Award. Yeah, I don't understand why it is. Because it's not a very good film. Brett Harity, thanks for being here on LCJ Live. Hope you had a great Christmas. If you celebrated yesterday, I've got my new friend here. This is the latest Pez for the year, for the holiday season. A lot going on in the world of entertainment, as always. And thank you to all of you who watched yesterday's special, very brief, new edition of the 12 Days of Movies of Christmas. If you haven't seen it yet, go to my Twitter at LCJ Reviews. It's the pinned tweet for right now. And it is a special little new edition. Enjoyed the mini 12 days, says Brett Harity. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you haven't watched it yet, it is very brief, but a little something for you for the holidays. Yes. Now, tonight is the season finale of Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO. Have you been watching the season of Curb? Let me know here live right now on LCJ Live. I've been watching a little bit of it because I've gotten free HBO a couple times over this period of time, including right now, so I'll be able to watch the season finale after it airs tonight. It's been an okay season. Some funny scenes, some funny moments, but also some storylines that I'm thinking, why are we going in this direction? So hopefully everything can all tie together. It can be a satisfying, funny conclusion to Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is tonight at about 10:40 p.m. Eastern on HBO. Also, I put this out yesterday. Do you know the Liam Neeson, Philip Marlowe movie is finally coming? They finally finished filming it. They actually filmed it. I remember reading about this when I was in college a few years ago, like 3.5, 4 years ago, that Liam Neeson was attached to this, and actually learning about Philip Marlowe in these detective movies and these noir movies. And now finally it's going to be here. And Liam Neeson is reuniting with his co-star from Unknown, Diane Kruger. Unknown is one of the best action thrillers that Liam Neeson has made. Came out in 2011. I saw it at Grauman's Chinese Theater. It was called that at that time, so I can say that. I saw it at Grauman's, and I loved it. I loved Unknown. It's so good. So I'm so excited to see this when it eventually comes out, and for the reunion between Liam Neeson and Diane Kruger. Liam Neeson has made so many action movies. He's got a couple more on the way. One is going to be through Open Road. Netflix might be attached to more. They were attached to the Ice Road. He's got a couple more in development. It's amazing. And now we've got this Philip Marlowe movie, so I'm looking forward to that. Brett Harity doesn't want more Curb. Egyptian Shumba, thanks for being here on LCJ Live. Well, what are we into now? I think it's season 11 of Curb. He's been doing this a long time. And he's still got that comedy timing, and he's still got genuinely funny ideas and thoughts about everyday interactions. And you can see that through these episodes. Also, my pal Susie Essman, as funny as ever. And the outfits she wears, wow! Every time Larry opens a door and Susie's there, or Susie walks in somewhere, you got to look at her outfit and just go, wow. Crazy wild outfits for Susie on Curb. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's happening with that. Susie should get a spinoff. Man, it's at this point, though, we're 21 years into Curb. Susie makes it worth it, says Skelly Ethan. 21 years into this, a spinoff now? Is it too late for a spinoff? Maybe it's not. Maybe an HBO Max spinoff. Maybe it's not. Would I be a great guest star for Curb? Thank you, Egyptian Shumba. That would be fun, to be on Curb. You know what I am really trying to do is hashtag LCJ The Voice. I want to voice a character in an animated movie, series, special, or short. And I hope to do that in 2022. That is a goal. That is near the top of my list of things I want to accomplish in 2022. That would be fantastic. So I'm reaching out to some people and putting it out there on social media. Hey, what kind of character? Any character in an animated project would be awesome. I would love to be a part of it. After being in this animation world, interviewing so many incredible makers over the years, after being in this world, I want to experience a little more of it firsthand on the other side of it. I interview the makers. I know about production and some things that go on, but I want to get to that voice acting role. So we will see what happens there, but that's absolutely one of my goals for 2022. What are your New Year's resolutions? What are the New Year's resolutions? Do you have any? CPM22, thanks for being here on LCJ Live. Brett Harity, any thoughts on Jeff Garland and the Goldbergs? Well, I've never met Jeff Garland. I did actually see him come out of the Oscars one year when I was in California. But I will say it seemed like that, I used to watch the Goldbergs, and then I thought, gosh, every episode seems the same. So I stopped watching the Goldbergs about 3-4 years ago because it was getting very repetitive, very cyclical, and the show is still on the air. And, Wendy McClendon-Covey, very talented in that role. I met her, quite a character in Beverly Goldberg, and an iconic modern sitcom character. But it seemed like a mutual thing at this point between Jeff and ABC going, I don't feel like doing this show anymore. We don't feel like having you. Too many problems and issues and things, and the separation. So I'm not surprised by just the fact that, the show was probably getting more cyclical. From what I read, it seemed like his character wasn't being a prominent figure on the show much these days anyway. So I'm not surprised in that sense. I can't comment on, specifically his behavior or anything like that. But I'm not surprised that, maybe it was time. The show's been on 9-10 years. Sometimes you feel like it's time. And I don't know if this is going to be the last season of the Goldbergs. I'm sure ABC wants to keep it for as long as they can, because even though their sitcoms don't do huge these days, it's one of their biggest, if not their biggest. After they lost Modern Family and they lost The Middle and they lost Roseanne, switching to the Connors, the Goldbergs still does okay for them, but I'm sure it's going to be time pretty soon for that show to end. So there we go. So no new major movies open up this week. No studio is opening a film wide on New Year's Eve. There may be some expansions and some things and some streaming debuts, but no major theatrical release this week. And next week, on January 7th, the only real major theatrical movie is The 355, which is the action film with Jessica Chastain and some other people that I've been seeing the trailers for a while now. I think they actually delayed it a complete year. I believe it was supposed to come out last time, January 2021. But here now, it is coming out in January 2022. And usually, the studios like to bury movies in the beginning of January. We'll see if that's the case for Universal when it comes to the 355. There is a film in limited release coming out on Wednesday called Jockey that's very good. Clifton Collins Jr., I hope, continues to get in the Best Actor conversation. Nomination for him from the Independent Spirit Awards. It's a very good performance. It's a good film. It's not perfect, but if you're into horse racing, jockeys, that world. If you're in in the areas in the select theaters where it's at this week, starting on Wednesday, check out Jockey, and I'm sure Sony Classics will expand it nationwide beginning mid-January, late January, into early February. I could see that. They're doing that with Parallel Mothers, the Penelope Cruz film, which apparently, by the way, opened in 3 theaters this weekend with a $13,000 per-screen average, so that's good. I've seen Parallel Mothers. I can't really do a formal review, even though it's out. I'm embargoed in local sense. But I will say this. Penelope Cruz could still get an Oscar nomination because the Academy likes Pedro Almodovar. Look at Pain and Glory, Antonio Banderas. She could still get in. She's good. I've got problems with the film, and I'll get into more of those in late January as the film goes to more theaters nationwide. The All Madden documentary on John Madden yesterday was very good on Fox. It was. If you haven't seen it yet, hopefully there's a way you can find it because it's very good, and maybe they'll re-air it in prime time because it really worked. I will continue to say this. I do believe that in some years, Antonio Banderas gave an Oscar-winning performance in Pain and Glory. Was it my favorite acting performance that year for a lead actor? No. That went to Paul Walter Hauser for Richard Jewell, who I thought was even better than Joaquin Phoenix in Joker. But we talk about Pedro Almodovar and Penelope Cruz maybe sneaking in lead actress. Antonio Banderas' performance in Pain and Glory was very good. And it had the kind of gentleness, yet gut punch that the Academy loves. So I'm not surprised that he was nominated. And again, I do believe in a non-Joaquin Phoenix year, he could have won for Pain and Glory. Penelope Cruz, I don't know if I'd say the same equivalency. I don't know if I'd say the same thing, depending on who wins this lead actress year, and it's pretty wide open at this point. It could go to Kristen Stewart, Nicole Kidman, Jessica Chastain, Lady Gaga, Olivia Colman, Alana Haim, and there's even a few others still in the mix. It could go to one of several, but so I don't know about Penelope Cruz. That's not she would win in a non-fill-in-the-blank year. I don't particularly see that, but I did particularly see that for Antonio Banderas. This week I will be revealing my top 10 best movies of 2021, so look forward to that. I'm putting the list together. I think it's going to be a good list. Some late in the year entries have snuck in along with the honorable mentions, and I'll be doing at least the top 5 on the radio this week, but top 10 best movies of the year. Look for that and more. Go to lights-camera-jackson.com, Twitter at LCJ Reviews, and Instagram at LightsCamJackson. This is the final episode of LCJ Live for 2021. Thank you to all of you for watching this year. Really appreciate it. And I will see you in 2022. Have a safe and happy New Year's. And we'll be back here next Sunday on January the 2nd. We'll talk box office, best movies of the year. Maybe we'll preview some 2022 films and more. I will see you then. I will see you in the new year for LCJ Live. Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching.